All right, just want to take a minute or two to talk about Mac equivalents of some of these shortcuts that we just talked about. So one of the more frustrating things in Excel is how the user interface and user experience is so different whether you're using it for Mac or PC. Luckily, because this course focuses on formulas and functions specifically, the syntax, structure, and usage of formulas is going to look basically identical between versions. Where you'll see the biggest differences are, again, the user interface and the shortcuts, but also things like pivot tables and charting and graphing. So let's quickly cover what you would use if you were on a Mac and you needed to use some of the shortcuts that we just talked about for PC. So instead of F4, you're going to use Command T to cycle between your cell reference types and Command Y to repeat your last user action. Rather than F2, you can use Control U to display your cell ranges that are tied to a given formula, or just double-click the cell in which the formula lives. Now, the control functions for PC, or the control shortcuts, are really similar. You'll just use Command for a Mac. So Command arrow and Command shift arrow will jump to the edge or extend a selection to the edge of a contiguous data array, and the Command function, or FN, up and down will jump between workbook tabs on a Mac. The last thing to note here is that unfortunately the Alt key tips just don't exist for Mac. So those tips that let you drill down into very specific components of the ribbon, you just can't do, which is a little bit frustrating. The best resource or reference point that I've found to remember this is at exceljet.net/keyboard-shortcuts. And what I love about this site is that not only does it list more shortcuts than you can ever possibly want to use, but it shows the PC version and the Mac version right there side by side. So there you go, Mac equivalents of some of my favorite PC shortcuts.